Hi everyone, it's Thursday again. How quickly does the week go? Look, I just want to remind you that there are some new things on the Celebration. You won't see them in that little Celebration catalogue, but you will see them online. You need to go to my online store, Jill Lancet, that's me, .stampinup.net. Now, I've got a couple of these things that are on here. I want to show you. I have this stamp set. It's called Botanical Layers. Isn't it gorgeous? Look, I love that. I love that one. I love that one. I love them all. I love them all. A couple of nice little sentiment stamps, some little fill-in stamps there. This is free. If you spend $90 in my online store, you can opt to have this for free. Another thing that I have is the embossing folders. They are the 3D stripes and splatters. Now, I know they're a bit tricky to see sometimes, but I actually embossed them and then just coloured them like literally 5 minutes ago. So, yeah, they're really lovely. They're lovely backgrounds. These are great for blokey cards. You know, they're not flowers, they're not hearts and things. Really good for blokey flowers. I'll just get the cover out. Maybe that might help you. Stripes. They look like a bit of grungy stripes and some splatters. But yeah, that's another one. If you spend $90, you can choose that. Isn't that lovely? 2 in there, and they fit in the little mini stamp and cut and emboss machine. And they're also putting on these Sweet Thoughts Memories and More cards and envelopes. Now, I actually have them, so I just thought I'd show you. They're not little ones. They're a decent size. Obviously, you fold the card in half. They're white on the inside. The envelopes are beautiful. They've got a paler panel on there for the address. That goes all the way, so you can cut these envelopes up. We might even do that. Beautiful. You get 20 cards, 20 envelopes, 10 of each colour. That is Calypso Coral and Pretty Peacock. Look at the beautiful flowers. But anyway, we're not doing that tonight. We're doing something else tonight, and I'm just going to put all this stuff aside and get down to it. Now, like, subscribe and share, please, if you would. I would be very grateful. Now, the card we're going to make is like, I saw this on YouTube, Pinterest. I didn't write it down. It went straight up to the old memory bank. And of course, when I wanted to give a credit, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. So I just want to show you the stamp sets, and I haven't got one of them because for the life of me, I don't know what I've done with it. One of them is the Lovely and Sweet. We're going to use some little tiny dies. Now, these come in the die set. You've got your big ones, but then you've got all these tiny little ones. And sometimes you just think, what do you do with those? We're using this sentiment from another free Celebration reward. You're in My Thoughts. It's a $180. You spend $180, you get the stamp set, but you also get, excuse me, you also get this embossing folder. So I think we've already covered that. So we won't talk about that again. But I've got a few bits and pieces. We'll get to those. I promise. Now, what I've done here is I've pretty much cut everything out. I've got everything ready to go. But I just want to show you what you can do with these little tiny dies. Now, this is a piece of scrap paper. Now, we have our standard card base. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that you can request these 2 card matte templates. Now, these are really, really good. Okay, I'm going to make my card in what we use in Australia, which is A4 metric sizes. But you can make your card in US letter size if you follow along with these measurements. Now you can get these, cut them out to size, or you can actually cut out each mat like I do because I like to have a visual aid. But you will get these templates free. Just request at my email address here, free card mat templates. Oh, I forgot what I called them. Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is we have our card base here. It's a normal card base. It's whatever your sheet of cardstock comes, cut in half and then scored in half again. In Australia, that is 14.85 centimetres and scored at 10.5. In the US, it is 8.5 by 11, and then you score it at 4.25. So your full sheet is 8.5 by 11. You cut it down to 5.5, and then you score it at 4.25. Now I hope I've got that wrong because I don't use US letter size, but I hope I've got that right. So we need that card base. We need mat size. What did I say it was? Mat size 1. Now, it's just a small border all the way around, okay? And as you can see, I've cut out a deckled circle. Now, you can both US and metric can use this same deckled circle. It is 5th smallest. So going from the smallest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, take that one out, and that's what you're going to end up with there. So we've got that. Now we have this piece here. You can actually cut your label from the thoughtful expressions. I'm going to have all the details down there in the description, okay? But you could cut that little label out of this piece, or you can keep this and just use a scrap, but we need one of these. I'm going to put that aside for another day. So we've got those. We also need 2 pieces, and they're both the same size. Now, metric, it's 9 by 9 centimetres square. It's basic white, and the gorgeous, what is it called? Oxidised copper. I'll put the numbers down. Don't forget, don't worry. Now, if you're in US, 3.5 by 3.5 should be fine to fit onto your card, okay? So I will put those down. Don't forget, I will put them down there. Okay, so we've got this, we've got these 2 pieces, we've got our little label here. And yeah, getting back to thinking about what to do with those little dies. And I saw this lady, very, very smart lady, for coming up with this. And I thought, what a brilliant idea. And then I went in search of how many different dies we have that have those little tiny shapes and things in them. Go look in the catalogue. You'll see them in the die sets. You'll see all the little bits and pieces. But I'm using the ones from the what is it called? Oh gosh, Lovely and Sweet bundle, okay? And these are all the little shapes that were in there. Not all of them. I think that's might be one of them, but I'm not using that one. There's our little label. So we've got those. Pop those up out of the way. Now these are the little dies that I was talking about. Now in this particular set, you get like 4 sets of these little flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get beautiful leaves, some foliage. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. So I've got them here. Now, I basically want to just cut these out all over this basic white piece. Now, I'm going to take them off the tape because I want to show you how I come to working it out. Now, right, so these 4 little ones are all little daisies, little flower types. So you effectively want to fill this whole square with these die cuts. Now, because you've got 4 of these, you want to, all you're going to see is about that much. So you want to place those, but make sure you go over, make sure you go past the border, because you will be able to sort of see under it. We're going to raise this a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm just laying these down, and I'm going to tape these all together, hopefully, and then I can move them around to the other half of this. So I've got my pieces of removable tape, and you can put them fairly close together. That's not an issue. Right, there's one bit. There's another bit. And there's another bit. Now, this size will actually fit into the mini. So all I need is my plates, and I think it should fit in. Okay, so we've got our plate number 1, our cutting plate number 2, and another plate number 3. Now, look, some of them are hanging off. I don't worry about that. Okay, so I'm just going to put those through and then move them around. So just bear with me for a sec. I'd love you to stick to the end and see how this card turns out. Okay, so now I have hopefully cut. Oh, look how beautiful that cuts. So I'm popping those out of the way. Sometimes you need to take your pick just to give them a bit of a nudge. I'm going to pop those in there so I don't lose them, because, yeah, I lose things. So any others that are in here, I'm just going to take the tape, and hopefully the little dies will come with them, with the tape. And then I can poke these out. Poke these out. And yeah, we're going to deal with those a bit later. So, oh, that one didn't quite cut through. That's okay. If things like that happen, oh, sorry, just take your little craft knife, whatever craft knife you normally use. I don't know if you can see this. I'm pretty sure you can. And just give that a bit of a nudge. Just give it a bit of a cut. And hopefully that should pop out okay. And there we go. Now there's a couple stuck in here, so I'll just deal with those. So how many have we got now? Just those couple there. So 1, gone, 2, gonski, 3. Okay, now I have the other half of this, and I'll fix that up. It's just a bit of the residual tape. So if I kind of put these back on here, I can rearrange them again and put the tape back on them again. And I'm basically filling this whole square with these little die cut shapes, and you'll see why in a minute. I won't keep you in suspense. You will see why. So we've got a couple more, one there and one there. So you can just arrange them randomly. To be honest, it won't be such a big deal if they are random. Oops, now that one, yep, okay, that one's okay. I thought it was touching that one. And there we go. So I'm going to run this through again, and you'll see that we've basically cut out the whole of this 9x9 piece of cardstock. Look, I'm all over the place again today. I don't know. Dear, oh dear. Pretty sure that cut right through then. Yep. Okay. Right. Now, I'm going to pop this away because it takes up just a bit of room on my desk. And we'll get these happening. So cut very easily, cut very smoothly, and yeah. So we'll just pop these out. Okie doke. Now I'm just going to poke any that are not out. I'm just going to poke them out now. They pop out pretty easily. Oops, this one here. Any more? That one there. Now I could have done that off camera, but I wanted you to see the process of taping these all together. Now I don't want to lose those. I'm just going to pop them there. Now here's another little one that didn't quite want to come out, but that's okay. We got it. Oh, there's one that's not even. Now your glass mat is great for this, for cutting. I've actually got a little plastic desk topper over the top of it at the moment, but that's fine. Oops. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, when I saw this, I thought, that is genius. I wished I had have written her name down, because I would love to give this lady credit. Now I'm just rubbing off any residual tape, because sometimes that tape leaves a sticky mark. So yeah, you want to be careful, like I just did. So that's what we're left with. Now we're using that, and we're using those. So don't throw this away. Don't throw this away. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to get all of these little pieces, these little flowers and leaves and things like that. I'm just going to pop them down here on this scrap paper. I'm just going to pull that bit out from the middle. And this might be where your take your pick comes in handy, to help you pick these fiddly little things up. Right. Okay. Now, hold on till I get a few of these done and put in place. Okay, so we've got a few bits of foliage here. I'm just going to get the Pretty Peacock ink pad and our little, now you can use a dauber. I might use a dauber just to show you how easy it is to use a dauber. So I've got a little dauber here. Now you might want some tweezers or something like that to help you hold these in place, and you just get some ink and you just want to put a bit of colour on these. Now you don't have to go crazy, you don't have to colour the whole thing in. We just want to give it a bit of a variation from plain white. You could, of course, leave them white if you wanted to. But I just thought they'd look a bit better if they had some sort of colour on them. I know I'm keeping you in the dark as to what this card is going to look like, but let's call that part of the fun. And it won't take very long at all. So yeah, stay with me to the end, and I'd love to hear what you think, because I thought this was genius. Oops. And now if you wanted to, you could use 2 separate pieces of the basic white and just colour one before you cut it out. You could use some Lost Lagoon cardstock and just cut these little flowers out and then cut them out of your white, basic white. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. I know you guys are all smart, and but I'm just going to show you how this card comes together, because basically I think we're pretty much done. I might still need this, take your pick, but let's have a look. Okay, so I've got all these little bits and pieces. My little label is here, and I want to stamp a message on that, and I'm using the beautiful, oh gosh, dear oh dear. It says you're in my thoughts. Now that's lovely generic type message. Inside you could put happy birthday. You're in my thoughts because it's your birthday. So I'm just going to ink this up with the Pretty Peacock. And I love the font on this. This is from that free Celebration stamp set. Now, it fits in there beautifully. Absolutely fits in there beautifully. Hang on, I need something. I'll just use this little notepad. With the photopolymer, it's good to have something underneath you while you're stamping. Right, okay, here we go. Let's hope that's straight down, holding it for a minute. I'm going to have a mouthful of coffee. Cheers, everybody. I think I needed that. Okay, so I've stamped You're in My Thoughts now. And with my Pretty Peacock and my sponge dauber again, I'm just going to go around the edge and give that a bit of a distressed look to it. Now, if you used your blending brushes, you might be able to do this. But when I use my blending brushes, I usually hold them flat and just go around the edge like that. But with small things like this, you know, the daubers, they're brilliant. So we've done that now, and you can see it does make a bit of a difference if you can see it up against there. Now, with our matte 1, we're going to do the same thing with this, but I'm going from the back. I'm going from the back of it, and I'm just going around, because if I slip off that, it's not going to matter. So yeah, that's why I thought if I go from the back, I can make sure I don't make too much of a mess. So I'm just going around the deckled edge of this. And that's going to give that a bit of a vintagey look as well. I think vintage is the word I've been searching for. Yep, vintage, yep. Okay, so we've got that now. We've got our little white, basic white piece, and we've got our beautiful copper oxidized. I think that's what it's called. But it has a Pretty Peacock colour through the back of it. Now we're just going to glue that straight onto there. So, before we do that, I'm going to go right around the edge of this as well. So again with the dauber, and look, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, if it's not tidy. In fact, we are going for that distressed sort of vintagey look. So yeah. And we're going to do a bit of distressing on this as well. So, yeah. Okay, so that's done. And now we can start to put this together. So what I did was I glued these two together. Now, just a couple of little bits and pieces of glue. Don't go crazy, because this is all going to ooze out everywhere. Hang on. Ugh. Now it's blocked. Now it's blocked. Hang on. I always keep a pin handy for when it's blocked, just to unblock it. Okay, so yeah, you just want to put a couple of little drops in between these leaves and the little flowers, etc. Because we're going to glue this down anyway. So, yep, they should fit just about one on top of the other. And we've got this little peekaboo with the beautiful distressed copper, the pretty peacock, all showing through. Now there's this tiny little bit where I buggered up. So I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of glue on the back of that. And hopefully press that down. Okay, so now this is what we're going to do, okay? We are going to get our strips, and the best idea is to take the release paper away from it first. These are the, what do you call them? Dimensional strips. My goodness. Now, I'm just going to go around the circle. Now, I don't have to be right close up to it. Just like that. Just to support that. And with our second piece, now we may not need the whole strip, but let's try. They're very sticky. Very, very sticky. Oh, cool. That was good. Okay, so now we've got that. Now we can position this behind it. So just like this. Now you'll see there's a bit of a border that you're able to look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Do you see that? Okay, now that is going to be glued straight onto our card, but because we need some dimensionals here, I'm going to put some more of the strips on here. I'm just going to, because they are a bit different in height, so just going to put a few bits here and there. They're just a little bit taller than our normal dimensionals. Well, I found anyway. So I'm just going to put another bit across the middle here. And I think we need a bit here. So one last little bit there. And now I've done that, I'm going to distress this. I'm going to get this corner and I'm going to get my bone folder and I'm going to really break down the fibres. I'm just curling it and curling it and just breaking that down, and then eventually you'll see that the cardstock will split, and so I can separate those, and I'm left with this really like a dog-eared effect. I just love the look of that. So I'm just going to give that a bit more of this distressing from here. I'm going to do the same thing on this little corner down the bottom here. Just give it a bit of a... I know some of you are probably going, just take a breath. It'll be all right on the night. So I've just done that to each of the corners, just to give it a bit of a distress. Now, with my fingernail, I'm just going to go down the edge here, and I'm just roughening that up. Now you can use your bone folder, you can use a pair of scissors. I'm just giving that a bit of distress. And that kind of ties in with the deckled edge of the circle. So yeah, there's a little bit of method in my madness. Now, before I go any further, I actually splattered this with the Dark Pretty Peacock blend. Now, look, if you're a bit squeamish and you don't want to do this to your blend, you can mix up some ink from your ink pad and you can just splatter it on with a paintbrush. But I'm doing this gently. I'm not wrecking the tip of my blend, and I'm just going over this, and you can see that it gives a really fine splatter, which kind of adds to the vintage distressed look. Now, if you feel that's a bit too plain in there, you can throw a bit of splatter on there too. Okay, so that's done. That's done. We've got this now. We can put this onto our card front. Just make sure you check which way your card is opening. So you want it opening this way. We're going to pop that on there. We're going to put a bit of glue on there. Take all these off the back, and then stick this on the front of the card. Right, bit of glue in the middle here. And that's it. Now, the hardest part is lining this up. Okay, so, yeah. It's a very small border. And I think that looks all right. You know what, if it doesn't, it's a handmade card. Okay, so we've got that now. We want our little, we want our little message. We're going to put that here. We're going to do some things. I'm going to put some Pretty Peacock, some of this gorgeous Pretty Peacock and gold ribbon behind here. I think I'll just have it like this, and we'll go from there. Just cut a piece off, just cut a length off. This will be longer than I need probably. And now this is where all of these little bits and pieces are going to come in. So now you can glue them on, you can put glue dots on them, whatever you want to do. Now, my suggestion is you don't do it while it's on there. You do it on your silicone mat. So pop your silicone mat down, because you're going to get some glue probably on here. Now, what you can do is just put some glue across here, if you can get it out. Or you can use your seal. Use your seal, because it's handy. Okay, so I'm going to put a bit of seal. Oh my goodness. I'm going to put a little bit of seal on there. And I'm going to arrange some of these. Just going to arrange some of these just like that. And I think I'll just stick that down. Look at that. 2 seconds. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Got this beautiful one here, this one here. What else can we use? This one. So I'll put some more seal on this side, on the opposite side. And when I have that arranged, I will pop that down. Just like that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, one fell off. One fell off. Never mind. There we go. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. That one's going to be troublesome, this one here. Not enough. Not enough seal on the back there. Let's get some more on there. There we go. Now I've got some extra little bits that I can place around. And I've got these gorgeous little flowers, but I think that's enough for this second. I'm going to put this ribbon also with some seal on the back. So we'll pop some seal down here. And I'll just arrange this like that. And pop that in there. Just like that. Now I can trim that when I'm ready to do it. Right, that looks pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some dimensionals behind the top part of this, and I'm going to glue the bottom half straight to the card. So let's get some dimensionals. Need one there. And that will also kind of help those to stay in place. Oh, should have used the strip because it's bigger, shouldn't I? Maybe I'll use 2. Do you ever do that? Do you ever use 2 dimensionals when you've got something that's quite tall? So now I need to put some glue right around here. So just around here. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right, here we go. Oh, yep, here we go. Here we go, all right. Okay, that's miles too much glue. What am I going to do? I'll just have to dab some off. Okay, so now that's going on here, but to this side here, just like that. Now I'm going to trim these little ribbon ends. There we go. And we've still got some of these little flowers, so I thought I might put them around. So we'll just pop a little bit of glue. We won't push our luck with that glue. Pop that one there. And there seems to be 2 different sizes, like a larger one and a smaller one. So you kind of want 3 of those, I think. No, that looks okay. So we'll pop a large one there. Pop a large one there. What else have we got? We've got some of these beautiful blooming pearls, and they come in gold. I think that's bubble bath. I don't know what colour that is, but that's Pretty Peacock. So I think we'll use Pretty Peacock. Seems like a likely scenario. What do you think? I'm just going to put a couple of these around. So we didn't use all of the bits of foliage, but now we're going to embellish this with a couple of these beautiful, beautiful Pretty Peacock embellishments. Oh, and this is where I get a bit bamboozled. No, we'll put that one back and we'll put another tiny little one over here. Gosh, and there it is. Now, if you wanted to put a greeting inside, go right ahead. I haven't done that. Let me know what you think. It's quite a nice nice little card. You've got this little use of all those tiny little dies that we have that we're not sure. I mean, yes, this is a standard. We can use them for this, but to use them as a background is quite something different. So I really hope you like that, and I'd love for you to let me know what you think about that. I had a lot of fun making that, and thinking a little bit outside the box as to what to do with that background piece. Yeah, it was a bit of fun. But do let me know. Thank you so much for spending another, whatever, half an hour or so with me. And I'd really appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video. I think that's really lovely. Now, I will have all the details down below. So, yeah, thanks so much for spending some time with me tonight. And I'll see you all on Sunday. Bye.